Hello there, I'm Brandon Wong. You're watching Nightline. The headlines. Government considering RCI to probe judiciary misconduct claims. Cambodian government frees all 47 Malaysian detainees. And the auto segment, Sabrina Zainal learns to catch a skid. Good morning. After being held for more than 2 months without trial, all 47 Malaysians detained for allegedly being involved in an online gaming syndicate have been released. The decision was made by Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen. According to Antarabangsa Chairman Datuk Dr. Mustafa Ahmad Merikan, the decision was made following a series of negotiations with the Malaysian government coordinated by Wisma Putra. He said the Cambodian Prime Minister approved the release after finding that they were duped by a job agency syndicate. When contacted on Friday, Sarawak's Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Children Development Minister Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah said all 47 Malaysians will be taken to a hotel in Siam Reap while waiting for their travel documentations to be processed by Wisma Putra. The Prime Minister said on Friday that the government will consider the need for a Royal Commission of Inquiry RCI following an affidavit filed by the Court of Appeal Judge Datuk Hamid Sultan Abu Bakar alleging judicial misconduct. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said he was aware of the claims by the Court of Appeal Judge in his affidavit when asked if the government will set up an RCI following his revelation.
Well, any proposal made to the government will be studied by the government, and if we find it is necessary, we will do.
On Thursday, Datuk Hamid made claims in court papers alleging scams between certain top judges and private litigants to cheat the government. The revelation was contained in his 65-page affidavit filed in support of an application by Sanjit Cordio, daughter of the late lawyer Kapal Singh, to declare that the Chief Justice had failed to defend the integrity of the judiciary in 2 cases. Datuk Dr. Hamid said the scam was done by the nominees of politicians getting into contracts with the government, but once the government pulled out, the private parties would take the government to court to claim for compensation. The judge also claimed that he had direct knowledge of judicial and constitutional misconduct in the judiciary from at least 2 events. The first one being that a month before the 14th January election, where a top judge and other judges, including himself, met for lunch at a restaurant following concerns that they would be removed if the opposition came to power. The other event was after the election, when a senior judge told him that there was interference in Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's case decision at the Court of Appeal, as well as at the Federal Court in the Kapal Singh sedition case. And following this revelation, Lawyers for Liberty, LFL, said on Friday that it has collected evidence of interference with subordinate court judges in politically sensitive issues. On another development, Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Bersatu, has agreed to spread its wings to Sabah. Its chairman, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, said that the primary reason for Bersatu to establish its Sabah chapter was to enable Sabah UMNO members who had quit their party to join Bersatu.
Kita buat keputusan untuk pergi dan menubuh Bersatu di Sabah, dan keahlian mereka mestilah terdiri bukan daripada parti-parti yang ada dalam kerajaan, termasuk Warisan dan parti DAP, Amanah dan ahli PKR tidak akan diterima oleh Bersatu. Sebaliknya, parti siapa saja di Sabah yang ingin menyertai Bersatu akan diterima.
He was speaking to the media after chairing a meeting of the Bersatu Supreme Leadership Council in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. The Bersatu chairman said a problem arose when the UMNO leaders quit their party and Sabah UMNO was dissolved as they wanted to join Bersatu instead of Warisan. Those who wanted to join Bersatu would be subjected to tight screening. The three conditions set are that they must quit UMNO, become independent elected representatives for some time, and they would have to undergo a tight selection process individually and not as a group. Tun Dr. Mahathir also said that the decision to expand its wings to Sabah was not to challenge or oppose Warisan, which was led by Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdal. In Pulau Pinang, rescuers are still searching for a passenger who is feared to have drowned after falling off the ferry while travelling from the island to the mainland on Friday. According to the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, the unidentified passenger was said to have fallen near the ferry terminal about 1.5 kilometres northwest of the Butterworth ferry terminal. It is believed that the victim had boarded the ferry from the Raja Tun Uda ferry terminal. The search and rescue operation involves 4 boats from MMEA, State Civil Defence Force, APM, State Marine Police and the Fire and Rescue Department. The Pulau Pinang harbour had also sent 2 pilot boats to join in the search. Meanwhile, Rapid Ferry Sendirian Berhad released a statement saying that they have commenced an internal investigation over the incident. On to the inquest of firefighter Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim's death. A witness on Friday told the coroner's court that he heard several people shouting, "Don't hit," the fireman during the riot at the Sri Mahamariamman Temple, USJ 25, Subang Jaya, on November the 27th last year. S. Suresh, who is a contractor, said he heard the shouts when the fireman was slumped against the bumper of a car. According to Suresh, aged 33, he saw someone slumped against the car bumper and that it was dark then. He added at that time people were still gathered there and he could still hear the shouts, "Don't hit." He said this when asked by Deputy Public Prosecutor Zafran Rahim Hamzah, who is also the coordinating officer for the inquest. Suresh, who is the 8th witness, said he was in the crowd when he was pushed and fell on a fireman who he then identified as Muhammad Adib. After the incident, Suresh said he and his friends went to a hospital in Subang Jaya where the firefighter was set for treatment. The proceeding before coroner Rafia Muhammad continues on Monday. The tender for the development of the 2 billion ringgit large-scale Solar 3 LSS3 scheme projects will be open from February the 27th to August 19. Energy, Technology, Science, Climate Change and Environment Minister Yobi Yin said the 500 megawatt capacity LSS3 scheme would be offered through open competitive bidding in order to provide the best tariff rates for the benefit of the people.
Bagi memastikan mekanisme penawaran dibuat secara adil dan telus, di samping berupaya untuk memberikan kadar tarif yang baik supaya dapat memanfaatkan rakyat, kerajaan memperkenalkan penambahbaikan untuk LSS3 seperti berikut. Yang pertama, penawaran kuota berdasarkan julat kapasiti. Seperti dalam proses bidaan sebelum ini akan dimasukkan untuk membolehkan pemaju membida pada kapasiti yang lebih tinggi. So it is a free for all, tidak mengikut kuota.
Yeo said proposal documents for the bidding purposes could be purchased at the Energy Commission's headquarters in Precinct 2, Putrajaya. She added the winning bid will be announced by year-end. The LSS3 is the federal government's commitment to increase the generation capacity of renewable energy from 2% to 20% of total energy generated by 2025. Yeo was speaking to reporters during a media briefing on the project's open tender process in Putrajaya on Friday. Currently, Yeo said the government would be implementing 2 cycles of LSS projects with a total installed capacity of 958 megawatts from the end of this year until 2020. The Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, MATA, targets to generate 210 million ringgit in sales during the upcoming MATA Fair in March. Touted as the largest fair to date, the 47th edition will showcase 1,369 booths, with Taiwan as its Asia's favorite destination for the 4th time in a row.
I think a lot of people talk about economy slowing down and all these things. But I think you and I also need a break. Okay? You and I also need a holiday, whether it's within the country or within the region or to Asia Pacific. We are confident that the fair will draw the crowd. I think last fair we had slightly more than 100,000 over the 3 days. We should expect similar numbers as far as arrivals is concerned.
Maybe we have increased 10%. Yes, because now I think the China Airline, EVA Air, Malaysia Airline, there are 5 airlines to fly between Malaysia and Taiwan. We also want to have more and more convenient. The airline can service our Malaysian to Taiwan, and I think more Taiwanese come to Malaysia now. So we think the exchange is very increased.
Earlier, Mata announced Taiwan as Asia's favorite destination for the 15th to the 17th of March 2019 travel fair. Taiwan tourist arrivals to Malaysia grew 20.5% to 311,140 until September 2018, while tourist traffic from Malaysia to Taiwan recorded 526,129 last year. Malaysia's leading broadcast company, Media Prima Television Network (MPTN), recorded upward trends in audience share, television viewership, YouTube subscribers and video views. According to international television and internet research company Nielsen, MPTN's combined audience share for its 4 channels, TV3, NTV7, 8TV and TV9, increased from 34% to 37% in January 2019, securing its pole position in the Malaysian television industry. MPTN's Chief Executive Officer Johan Ishak said its traditional viewership and digital numbers continue to grow, which indicates potential for advertisers to reach a mass audience across different platforms. In broadcast news, TV3's flagship program, Bulletin Utama, also recorded an uptrend since the start of 2019. Contrary to some opinions, TV3 actually has a very strong millennial following, as evident in its YouTube viewers profile that shows the age group from 13 to 24 as the largest audience segment. YouTube channel at TV3 Malaysia also has reached more than 1.4 million subscribers, while the 33rd edition of Anugerah Juara Lagu AJL recorded an increase in television viewers to 6.3 million and 5.2 million total online viewers. The election court has struck out an election petition filed by Deputy Foreign Minister Datuk Marzuki Yahya to challenge the results of the contest for the Tasik Galugu parliamentary seat in the 14th general election last May. Judge Datuk Hashim Hamzah made the decision in chambers following requests by both parties for the petition to be struck out when the matter came up for case management on Friday. Following the court's decision in striking out the petition, Datuk Syabuddin Yahya, who has quit UMNO and is now a Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia member, retains his Tasik Galugu parliamentary seat. Datuk Marzuki was ordered to pay costs of 5,000 ringgit to the Election Commission, which was named the third respondent in the petition. The Health Ministry on Friday ordered the Mawar Medical Centre, MMC, to cease operations after finding that it had failed to comply with legal requirements. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Zulkifli Ahmad, said the warrant was issued after enforcement action took place at the medical centre. The MMC is also found to have failed to comply with the directives of the Health Director General to ensure that all dialysis patients from MMC receive further treatment at private hospitals or other licensed hemodialysis centres. The closure of the Mawar Medical Centre, however, does not involve 13 other hemodialysis centres licensed under Pusat Hemodialysis Mawar PHM. 4 foreigners were among 6 people arrested on suspicion of planning attacks or being members of militant groups. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said the 6 were arrested in separate raids between December and January. They include 2 Malaysians and 4 foreigners from Singapore, Bangladesh, the Philippines and a South Asian country. Police also detained a suspected member of the Abu Sayyaf group in a separate raid in the eastern state of Sabah, where he worked as a labourer. In Perak, a contract worker was charged in the Ipoh Magistrates Court on Friday with the death of a man 3 years ago. No plea was recorded from 24-year-old Muhammad Firdaus Naim Pikayarajan. He was charged with murdering M. Serintaran behind a futsal field near Jalan Kantan Buntung in Ipoh on September the 5th. He was charged under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which provides the death penalty upon conviction. The court set March 29 for mention. More after the breather. Action from the auto segment with Sabrina Zainal. Details next. Welcome back. After completing her maneuvering lesson last Friday, Sabrina Zainal continued her journey to master the advanced driving skills with another test. This week, she has to learn skid control, a crucial step in becoming a better driver. Let's see if she nails it.
Hi, welcome back to episode 5 of Hot on Wheels Advanced Driving. I'm Sabrina Zainal. This is Azad Jasmi, my co-host and instructor. So last time we had a really fun episode, right? We did a lot of maneuvering and using the slalom. Yep. And today we are going to be learning about skid control. So what exactly is skid control and how am I going to control it?
Because you remember in the last episode you did something when you skid, you can't really catch the skid.
Yeah.
So today what we're going to do is we will let the car skid, and then how you want to catch the car using some technique, what we call the corrective law, opposite law, that you will learn later. Okay, so now what am I supposed to do? We are going to run the car and then through a certain route, a certain cone, and then we'll do we instigate the skid to make sure that the car skid and see how you need to control. And then later I will teach you a step by step how to catch the skid, and then we'll try to run again. Great, okay. So this is exciting. I'm going to be able to control the craziness. Let's get started. Can't really control. The car is skidding. Yeah. One more time.
Did you pull?
Yes.
Pulled it.
Just imagine that you are driving on the normal road and suddenly you hit the puddle, for instance, and the car skids. So there you are. You bang on the divider or something on another vehicle. Okay, one more time. I would lose complete control. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Go.
How do you control that? Okay. We're only going at 40 to 45
just imagine you're running at 80, what will happen?
Exactly, it's crazy, it's so dangerous.
Okay, for the skid control on how to... this is skid control. Or some people will say catch the skid, or how to do car control under the slippery condition. Okay. So the first sector or the first tier, the first phase of skid control is you have to feel when the car is about to skid. So when the car is about to skid, whether to the left or to the right, so your hand have to be subconsciously turned towards the tail. If the tail is going out to the left, your hand has to be to the left.
Tail is like the back of the car.
At the back of the car. So tail, we call it tail out. Then the steering have to be on the opposite way. So you have to follow the tail. Okay. If the tail is moving to the left, then you have to turn to the left to counter. The second part is once the car is skidding, you have to counter. Now, when you want to counter, do not over counter. What is over counter? Okay. The car is skidding just probably, let's say 20% or 30%, but you are over counter. When you are over counter, the car is skidding, you are over counter. The bad thing is it's going to be like a fishtail. The car is tailing out, you are over countering and the car will flip on the other side.
Oh,
so you
okay.
get the fishtail. The third one, look where you are going.
Okay, now for the demo.
Alright, and then okay, I will stick it there.
Pull.
Hold.
Okay, I saw that.
Counter. Okay, once we counter, do not let the steering sit there. You have to
Go back.
bring back the steering. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Turn. Counter, okay? Good. You can counter, remember?
Yeah. So do I turn it all the way until it's straight?
Straight and then pull back.
Okay.
Good. Counter. Counter, okay? Good. Counter. Without the assistance of any traction control, instigate using the handbrake, the car is skidding, you could feel where the car is moving and you counter according to the tail and look where you're going. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Congratulations.
Do it myself?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. Go there. Finish. Done.
Finished. Yay. Okay.
Good.
So
Okay.
that's all for today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed that because I did. Did you, Azhar?
Very well.
How am I doing so far?
Very good, very good. I think this skid control is very important to all drivers and viewers out there because in Malaysia there is, unforeseen circumstances. We have a lot of puddles on the normal road and highway.
Yeah.
So first, be cautious. Safety first, last, always. Safety first, last and always. That is very important. But if you need more information about this, you have to read articles, and the most important thing, always upgrade your driving skill. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, don't do this at home because I am in the presence of a professional, so I'm allowed to. But it's always a good thing to know all these different tips. Even if you're a good driver, it doesn't mean that you are always safe at all times. So tune in for the next episode next week on Friday on Nightline. We will be doing more cool things, so tune in. See you! Catch the auto segment every Friday on Nightline! Woo! Wow!
When we come back, suicide blast kills at least 44 in Kashmir. Don't go away. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has promised a strong response to a car bombing in Kashmir that killed at least 46 security force members after a suicide bomber rammed a car into a bus carrying paramilitary police. New Delhi has blamed Pakistan for Thursday's assault on the military convoy, accusing it of letting armed groups stage attacks from its soil, a claim Islamabad denies. Nevertheless, India is now calling for the complete isolation of Pakistan from the international community for harboring the armed group behind the devastating attack. It said there was incontrovertible evidence that Islamabad had a direct hand in the gruesome attack. Measures would include India removing most favored nation privileges given to Pakistan under the World Trade Organization rules.
I can tell you that.
Action from the Super League. Stay with us. Sports football, the 2019 Super League. Defending champions Johor Darul Ta'zim moved to the top of the table for the time being, despite a 2-2 draw with Terengganu on Friday night. Terengganu took the lead after just 7 minutes, thanks to Khairul Izwan Rosli's opener, before Safawi Rashid made no mistake from the spot in the 63rd minute to restore the parity for the visitors. Diego's Luis Santo then put JDT in front 5 minutes later, but their joy was cut short when Mohammad Kamal Azizi equalized for the host in the last kickoff the game for a 2-2 draw. The result put JDT on top with 7 points, while Terengganu is in 7th place with 2 points after 3 matches. And that sports item wraps up Nightline this time around. We leave you with visuals of Ferrari unveiling their Formula One car for 2019. With that, I'm Brandon Wong. Thank you for watching and take care.